Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bookish Artist Mandy and I am coming at you today so excited. I am here with the lovely, the fabulous, the DIAMINE Lady Grey. I cannot tell you how absolutely excited I am to film this video. I am really proud of myself because I managed to get really ahead of my filming schedule for Inkvent, and I have time to do fun videos like this. Now, I have a bunch of empty pages here in my Hobonichi just A5 notebook because I was trying to do back in April 30 inks in 15 days, and it didn't happen. I kind of fell off of it, so I just have a bunch of empty pages. So we are going to fill an entire spread, and I'm going to have fun. So I want to caveat with this. I am going to do some ink explorations. I want to do some cool splotches and things on this page. So this entire page is going to be Lady Grey. Something I've never really done before, at least on camera, is play like this. And I just kind of wanted to show y'all how I play with inks when I'm just wanting to play. And then on this page, I want to do ink comparisons of not necessarily all like inks that are like dupes, but I also want to compare inks that are in a similar wheelhouse slash family because I think that will be really fun to see. So sit back, grab your drink. Today I am drinking a soda. I made some soda water with my soda stream that I'm obsessed with, and then I squirted in some of the drink mix. So not the soda stream drink mix, but the ones that you're supposed to add to your water enhancers. So here we go. It's grape crush flavored, and it's pretty darn delicious. And I discovered glass straws, and I'm obsessed. Anyway, that is beyond the point. Let's get going. I also want to say that I am using a plethora of different tools today, so I will try to link what I can down in the description. Otherwise, I will try to link something similar, but if I don't, please ask me. That is not a problem with me. If you ask, I try to get to the comments, especially the ones that ask. But let's go. All right, Lady Grey. I'm excited. I am going to say that I was a huge fan of Earl Grey from the beginning, and there's a whole story with that, and I'll explain it here after we swatch some Lady Grey. And I will say I have had Lady Grey in a pen for a couple weeks now. I got this from Cult Pens because I saw they had it in stock and I needed it. I'd never placed an order with Cult Pens before, so it was my first one and it shipped really fast. And I got some other inks, although I forgot to order my Schneider inks. Now this right here is a swatcher. It's a resin swatcher. It's my newest one from Myers Pen Co. I just ordered last month, or was it October? I ordered a mini Mia Petite. I haven't actually put it on my channel yet, but I love it. And so I had extra resin from the resin stick. So Alan made me an extra one of these. So I think they're great. I love them. Simple. He throws them in when you buy a pen, but I think they are available on Myers Pen's website too. But there they are. It's so lovely. Okay, so we're going to do a swatch like that. And then I want to pull out my stir stick. This is just I use it pretty much every time, but this you get off of Amazon. And I just used it a second ago, but this is a cocktail stirrer. And so we're going to do one of these cuties because I think that all these different ways of swatching show the color in different ways. Okay, there's that one. And then we are going to, actually, I'm going to use that again. I don't know why I keep putting it down. We're going to do this. And this will be our lovely Hi Julia here swatch. Just love that everybody swatches like her now because It's so cool. It always looks really neat. She obviously does them the best. I just love the way hers looks so uniform. She's so obsessively awesome with it. So I have a spoon. I got these ones. They're sparkly pink from the Dollar Tree. Because I saw them and thought, oh, those would be great swatchers. Is it sad that I bought them at the Dollar Tree knowing that I wouldn't be using them as utensils, but as swatchers? And I just kind of have a whole little stack of them because they don't go bad. Yeah, look at that. I have one that I got from Wendy's, a spoon that I got from Wendy's when Wednesday was going on. And we had stopped at Wendy's on our way out of Lincoln, Nebraska, on our way home. And I can't find where I put it, but I have to have it. I literally ordered a mini Frosty so I could have it. Yeah. Yep, I did. I will 100% say I did. So this ink, gosh, I cannot explain how much I'm loving this ink. And it came right at the right time because I have been loving these lavender purple grays. They are just everything for me right now. All right, and our little sandwich bag. Well, this is not a sandwich bag. This is what my Jinhao 20 came in. So we're going to use that too, because why not? And we'll do some lines too. And the pen, because I have the pen. Actually just switched it over to a fine nib rather than a medium. Just because I wanted to try something different this month. Because I kind of have a semi-permanent pairing right now. There's the sandwich bag. I'm having so much fun over here. I hope you can tell this. Oh, yeah, look at that. Now, I'm trying to decide, should I do my Kakimori Copper Nib or should I do my Color vs. Steel nib? I've been enjoying my Color vs. Steel nib the last couple days, so why not? Now this, I don't know where you could get it now. Maybe somebody else does, but this pen holder is actually from an estate sale, blah, blah, I can't talk, that I got a couple years ago. The artist of Hagar the Horrible lived here in Sioux Falls, and he was the son of the original creator, but he kept the comic going. And he passed away a couple years ago, and his house had this huge estate sale. And I got a bunch of really cool art supplies, including 2 Kaweco Sports that both do not work because they were well loved. But I love that I have them. So he had a huge stack of these, and they were marked for the entire bag were $1. I went on the half off day sale. The last day of estate sales, at least here in my city, are half off on the Sundays. So my friend had gone and told me about it, and she had gotten some really great art supplies for super cheap, and I thought, oh gosh, I have to go check it out. So lots of really cool things. So that, I don't know where these are from, but they're pretty cheapy, which is fine with me. You know what? Let's write with it too. Actually, we'll write with the brass nib. And I'll write Lady Grey by DIAMINE. Did I need to do a whole page for this? Well, yes, I did. Because this is my ink journal where I get to have fun. This is such a beautiful color. I cannot tell you how much I love it. I think it's also because I love Earl Grey so much. Earl Grey was what finally made me fall in love with fountain pen ink. There was something about Earl Grey, and I can't explain it even now, but I was enamored with it, and I used it for months and months, and it was one of the only ones that I used, and I ended up destroying my bottle because I thought that it was dry in one of my pens, and put a whole bunch of Vanessa's White Lightning in it. Be very careful with that. But I was really bummed because that was an entire 80 milliliter bottle. But I do have a new one of 30 mils. And I actually just paint with my Earl Grey 80 ml bottle now. And I'm not careful with it at all. So, I mean, in the end, it worked out. But it was a really good lesson to learn. And then everybody was like, no, you're not supposed to put White Lightning right into the bottle. You put some in an ink vial. Oh, well, or a sample vial. Well, I know that now. Okay. So this is Lady Grey. And I have it in my purple Pilot Vanishing Point Decimo. And right now it's a fine nib. I usually have a medium nib in here, but I wanted to try it in a fine. And there it is. Oh, I love that page. I'm already loving this page. This page makes me super, super happy. Okay, so I want to explain my love for Earl Grey, and I have this. I pulled this out. Earl Grey not only was like my first love affair in ink, but also because I loved the ink so much, it got me to do this whole like research hole on Earl Grey tea and where the name Earl Grey tea came from and what was in Earl Grey and where the name originated and all of this. So I ended up learning about the Duke Earl Grey that it was named after, and I thought he looked so funny that I had to do some like drawing studies of him. And I need to find the notebook that has the drawing studies of him to show you all someday. But from that, I was working on developing this world, and I'm still developing it. It's something that's in the back of my head, but it's this world called Hollow Vale. And it's my world that's kind of a weird, you know, think maybe like Beetlejuice, the cartoon show characters and everything. And I've decided that one of the characters is Earl Grey, and he is in a llama or that kind of character. So there he is. That is Earl Grey. And often this actually right here is Shinkai, but I know that from all the times that I drew, but I did often draw him in Earl Grey. Did I have any Earl Grey? Because like there's Earl Grey right there. I did Earl Grey a lot when I first had it. Like this, and this is Sailor Ink Studio 131. Either that or it's the Anderillium Spoonbill Pink. But there he is with all of the characters from Hollow Vale that I have so far. And I'm not going to tell any of the story because I, quite frankly, do not remember a lot of what I have developed. But I do know that Earl Grey is the owner of a cafe. He's a coffee shop that has an apothecary type vibe. All the coffee beans and drink essentials are stored in jars, maybe like oddities from the 1800s. Skull and pumpkin mugs, maybe. And I said I'll keep playing with that part. The coffee is locally sourced from an area right outside of Hollow Vale. The beans are roasted in-house. So, I mean, this was me really kind of coming up with that. And this was back in 2023. Yeah, this was when I was really, really just first super getting into fountain pens. And I mean, I had been into them a little bit this whole year, but it was this time where I just discovered how much I actually loved them. So the first ink that I want to just do a swatch of is Earl Grey, because Earl Grey just makes me happy. And yeah. So this is my newest bottle, and it's a quarter empty. I haven't had it that long, but I also haven't inked it in a long time, and I really feel like I need to rectify that. But I wanted to put it on here to compare the two, because I feel like if I have a character named after Earl Grey, I should probably come up with a character named after Lady Grey. But I have no idea what that character would be and what her story would be. But I think it's got to be complimentary to Earl Grey. But I'm going to do all the lettering or the names of the inks in the Lady Grey. But that's DIAMINE Earl Grey. And it has this, it's so cool. I just love it. It has such weird shading properties. Now, the next one that I want to do is because I swear this has got to be really similar. And this one is an Atlas exclusive with Robert Oster. And this is Polar Vortex. This is a really cool gray ink. This is actually darker, I think. A little bit darker. And a little bit bluer. But I love this one. I haven't used it in a long time. But again, it was one that I had gotten pretty around the same time as Earl Grey. I really liked it. So this is Robert Oster's Polar Vortex. Yeah. I have been such a fan of the like grayish purples, and this is definitely gray purple. I hope it's pulling up on camera, but there's blue and purple, and it's just beautiful. Another one that it reminded me of right away is Marley by DIAMINE, and that was, I think it was last year's ink vent, but this one was really cool, and I think it's got to be really close to this. And so I wonder if it's one where you have Marley, do you need Earl Grey or Lady Grey? Well, yes. Yes, you do, because you need all the inks, right? No, you don't need all of them, but maybe I do. I just love ink. Yeah. So they are, like, as this is already drying, they are going to be pretty similar, which is exactly what I thought. That is dry there, DIAMINE. And I do believe that this is 2023 Tomoe River paper, so that may make a difference for swatching. Okay. Now, the next one I wanted to see is another gray that I haven't used for a while, but I got it over the summer, and it reminded me of Earl Grey when I got it, and this is the Polar Star. And this was by Dominant Industries, or Dominant Industry, and it was one that was inspired by Alfonso Mucha. So I thought, well, let's check this one out, because I think it's similar to Earl Grey, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's a lot closer to Earl Grey. It's definitely more gray rather than purple leaning. Whereas you can see Polar Vortex and Marley are really similar. I don't know if Atlas still carries Polar Vortex. I think they do. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. Yeah, the Polar Star. I wasn't sure because it's been a while since I've swatched that, and I know it has some blue tones in it, so that one is definitely more gray. And maybe I will have to, you know, on the bottom, the ones that I think are the closest, do a writing sample here with my Iro Utsuji pen. So that one's done. The other gray that I thought from DIAMINE that it could be similar to was the Green Edition Ghost. And I only have a sample of this because I got this to see how close it was to Marley. I can't remember if it was, but we will find out. Put it right in between the two. DIAMINE. Ghost. And there is no rhyme or reason to any of this. And I wondered too how close, oh, that's not right. That's not the right one. This is DIAMINE's Green Edition Memory Lane. I don't think I'm going to swatch that one because that's not the one I meant to grab. I meant to grab Dust Lanes by Tono and Limbs. So I will grab that here in a second. Okay, so now I'm looking at these. Maybe I do want to ink both of them because how fun. I don't know. Dust Lane is looking definitely more pinky purple, but that's okay. That's the idea, is getting that pink. What's really cool, and I will say, is when I am writing with this ink in the medium nib, it shades pink. And that to me is probably my favorite aspect of it. Because if you've been around a while, you will know that I love pink and purple. And so having a pink, purple, gray ink, I love it. So this is Tono and Limbs Dust Lane. And it was also one that I wanted to put in a pen soon, so I definitely wanted to find it. It took me probably way too long to find it. Where did my other one go? The memory lanes. I just had it. The memory lane. I am going to shake it and shimmy it. Why not? I think I'm going to put it right here just because I can. Yeah, Dust Lane is definitely not what I remember it being in my head. I remember it just being darker and not as pink. But maybe in all the other Tono and Limbs ones, because I was swatching it with a lot of Tono and Limbs, it was more purple because I have a lot of Tono and Limbs pinks. So there could be, and it could dry different. So this is DIAMINE Memory Lane. And for some reason, I don't know, it's because the green edition, I didn't get the green edition Inkvent calendar. So I had never seen Memory Lane before. Nobody seems to be using it. And why not? I need to get that in a pen too. This one is a Ferris wheel press. And this one is Harlequin Dream. And I think this is definitely going to be more purple blue, but I love it. It is such a pretty color. I don't know if this one is a discontinued one, but I have only ever bought this one sample, and I do have so much ink that I don't think I need a full bottle of it, but I do like this one. Yeah, I did remember Polar Star looked a lot like Earl Grey, and they do even here. Polar Vortex is right in there too. It's just a little bit more purple leaning than Earl Grey, but I still think that Earl Grey is pretty purple leaning. Now this one is one that I definitely know is going to be lighter and not the exact same, but I do like this one as like a gray purple. Sadly, this one was one that I think because it can be kind of illegible unless you use a really big pen. This one was discontinued by Wearing Ghoul, but this is Wearing Ghoul's Suko Yumi, or Yomi, Suko Yomi. And I really like this ink. I actually, when I saw that they were discontinuing this, I did buy a full bottle. So I don't know if you can still get one. I got mine at Gold Spot. They still had it. This was a few months ago, so I don't know if they still have it in stock, but it is really pretty. It is a hard to read ink, but such a soft purple. Sorry, I needed a drink there. I did want to do Sydney Lavender by Robert Oster because I like this ink a lot too. I go a few months and then I'm like, why don't I have this one inked? And this one's going to be more purple, but it still has kind of that grayish leaning tone. This one's a lovely, lovely ink. I'm really just wanting to play with ink right now, so I hope you're enjoying this. I wonder, so the Lady Gray is this. I wonder what they would do with like a lavender gray. Now, this one, unfortunately, this one is one that I don't think you can get. This one is a Birmingham Pen Company ink, but this was their mix-up for a washed lavender. Washed lavender ended up being a far more pink purple and more vibrant. But of the two, I actually prefer this one. I have both of them because when they messed up, they emailed us and said if you want the original, they would give it to you for free. So I took that one in Cold Snap, and I thought I wanted wash lavender like the original, like what they said it was supposed to be. But no, I wanted this. This is wash lavender 1. And this is wash lavender 2. I forgot to grab it. I thought I had it right here, but I did not. So I'm going to put that here. This one's still a lovely ink, and they're 50 milliliter bottles. I do know that I emailed them if they had the recipe for this, and they said they don't, unfortunately. But they might still have a couple of these bottles left. And because they emailed me back and said they did, I didn't think I needed a second bottle of it when I have so many other inks. But that has been one that I keep putting in pens, so, and they're not much different. It's just that Wash Lavender 2 is a little bit more pink. All right, I did Dust Lanes. Ooh, I wanted to see Wearing Ghouls, the picture of Dorian Gray. I think that's going to be closer to Ghost. Ghost is a little different, but it's more gray, but it's still got the coloring. Marley is very, very similar. I think in writing it would probably be really similar. But this one is Wearing Ghoul, picture of Dorian Gray. This one I haven't even put in a pen yet. Or did I put it in pen once and I haven't done it? Fun fact about me, I love my Gothic literature. Dorian Gray is actually like one of the few that I haven't read yet. I will read it. I just haven't read it yet. I was supposed to for a college course, but I was unfortunately going through a depression spell that year and ended up having to drop the course. So I was excited about reading it and then didn't get to. Now this one, I have been loving this ink lately. This is Sailor's Urameku's Kyoku, which is it's such a cool ink. Such a cool ink. In my Tom's Studio pen, it comes out blue. And so it's so cool. Unless I put Idazor on there. I have no idea anymore. But this one I thought was going to be very similar, and it is really similar. It's one of my favorite Urameku inks, the Kyoku is. And Sailor Manyo Fuji, because why not? Some Sailor Manyo Fuji. Another one of my favorite Sailor inks. Somebody, who was it? Was it Nibs and Flourishes? I think it might have been Nibs and Flourishes on Instagram. If whoever is watching this knows, somebody, I'm pretty sure it was Nibs and Flourishes, took Sailor Manyo Fuji and added Wearing Ghoul's glitter potion with silver shoes, and it was lovely. I decided I'm going to do Fuji with Frost, so I'm going to do that later today. So I'm going to keep those out, but I was really excited because theirs looked so beautiful. This one is Color versus Winter of Mudung. I know I did not say that right. I have no idea how it says it. How it's supposed to be said. This one is actually one of my, once I do my currently inked for December, this is actually one that's in a pen. I feel like it is Sailor Urameku Kyoku with the most beautiful shimmer. And I am obsessed with this ink. And so, yeah, I think I already have to, I've had it in my pen for just a few days as I'm prepping. I was prepping for December. I think I already have to refill it, or I'm close. I will be honest. I'm loving this ink. It was one that I'd had on my wish list for a long time. And then I decided, you know what? I want that one because it has winter in the name. And it's such a beautiful purple gray. I'm going to call this like my purple gray love. I don't know. Oh, Wear and Go Path. That's for another pen. This one. Ooh, yes. I love this one. This is Ferris Wheel Press's Moonbeam Meadows. Now, I don't think this is going to look like Lady Grey, but it is another grayish purple that I am digging. This is a color I never realized, like, a color family that I absolutely love is these purple lavender grays. And what's really great is I have the lavender fog pen from Pilot, and honestly, I could just go through all of these inks and pretty much have an ink for the entire 2 years with how fast I go through ink in that one. It took me about a month to get through my first ink, but I'm also getting used to that pen. So there's Moonbeam Meadows. I do like this one a lot. This one I had in a TWSBI and used the whole thing up. Okay, another Ferris Wheel Press that I just got. I love that they're doing these smaller bottles now. I got Phantom Mist. I didn't think I needed a full bottle of this because I thought it'd be pretty similar to other ones with shimmer. Now I'm like, maybe I should have gotten the bigger 20 ml. It is not wanting to get that shimmer. That shimmer is what makes this ink because it's like a gray with this beautiful green purple shimmer. Love this ink already. And do I have it in a TWSBI? I have it in a TWSBI. I have it in my white TWSBI with a fine nib, and it is working great. Yeah, but it's more Earl Grey toned with shimmer. That makes it just chef's kiss. I love this. Love it. Actually love all these inks. Honestly, I could probably just do this for a month and I would be very happy. The next one is Vinta's Haribon. This one I had in a pen last month and loved it. I want to put it in a pen that has a broad nib though, so I can really play with it. I'm hoping that I can find a really good gray purple. I'm feeling this is so moody. It's like, oh yes, Jane Eyre should be on this too, but I'm gonna skip Jane Eyre today just because it's one that I feature all the time. And let's feature some of these other inks that I don't feature all the time. They're so pretty. Oh, I forgot to label this one. So, and this one. So this is Colorverse. I forgot to label a few of them. You're probably like, Mandy, label. If you were yelling at me to label, please put that in the comments. I want to know who was yelling at me to label. Sailor Manyo Fuji. I love this color so much. Again, one of my first ink bottles I ever bought and still love it. I should do a whole video. Let me know down in the comments if this is something you'd want. Do you want me to do a whole video of like the first 10 inks I was in love with that I'm still in love with now? Maybe? I don't know. Let me know. Okay, got that one, this one. Okay. Are these dry? Yes, these are. Vinta. Haribon. Not very many shimmers, but okay, Memory Lane. Can you see that shimmer? It looks wet still. That is silver shimmer. I just love that ink. I imagine that I'm gonna get a full bottle of that one. Are there any other ones that I don't have a full bottle of that I definitely think I will be getting? I don't know. I like Dust Lane. I don't know that I want a full bottle. I haven't put it in a pen yet because I am worried about it being too light, which is saying something for me when I really like Tsukuyomi. But look at that color. I have not seen a color like this ever before. The only one that I think is close is Moonbeam Meadow. I mean, they're all kind of in the same family, but Moonbeam Meadow is really... I love the shimmer Moonbeam Meadows, and honestly, this is probably one of the most well-behaved shimmers I've ever used. I used this... When did this come out? This came out... I think it came out in 25. So I used this for the first 2 months of the year. Was it this year? I'm going to have to look back, but I did use it for 2 full months. I filled my pen twice because I loved it so much. And then I have 2 more. I have a Robert Oster, another Robert Oster. I only have 2 on here, don't I? Yeah, I thought about Viola, but I think Viola is just like Jane Eyre, but I like Jane Eyre more. This one is Australian Opal Gray that I think is very purple gray. There are so many beautiful purple grays. Robert Osters. Okay, there we go. And then last one. I don't know if this one's going to be more purple because I know Dawn by Dominant Industry is another one. I think I would have enough room for Dawn. I have Dawn too in a sample. Yeah, I would have enough room. I could put it over here and put this one over here. I think I'm going to do that. So you can have Sunset and Dawn. So I'll put Dawn here. Baby, if I can get this to shake up. I want that shimmer. Give me that shimmer. See, it's like stuck to the bottom. Cue the comments of, geez, you shake your ink so bad. Yeah, oh well, it's my ink. It's still purpley. It's still in this gray leaning purples, or just purple. Okay, purple. You know what? It's purple. And it's got a beautiful rose gold shimmer. Yeah, I like it. Early spring would be a really good one for this, actually. Ooh. All right, Dominant Industry Dawn, which was one that was so kindly sent to me from the lovely Bailey. I think, what is her name on Instagram? I don't know. I can't remember, but I really appreciate it. She lives near me, like 1 state up, and I think that's really awesome because there's not a lot of people that love inks and pens in these parts. And then here's Early Spring. I think we have enough room for it. I'm going to find a place right here. Why not? Oh, I love Dawn. I haven't put that one in a pen either. Sunset is real similar, like brightness wise, to Dust Lane. Kyoku is showing a lot more pink than Winter of Mudung is. And please laugh at me for how I pronounce things. I am terrible at pronunciation. I haven't put this one in a pen either because it is so light. But this would be another beautiful, beautiful purple leaning gray, I think. Okay, So I am going to let these all fully dry, and then we will look at them and compare. But when I'm looking at these, see, this is the difference in this. There is something just utterly stunning and unique about Wash Lavender 1. And it's like, oh, I wish they would have offered this as an option, or I kind of hope maybe they'll bring it back as its own color, because I would probably then buy a second bottle. But I also wrote Australian purple gray when it's opal gray. Yeah, so I will be back when this has dried. All right, so while it was drying, and it is dry now, I did a little bit of a writing sample on one of my little note cards that is MD paper. So this is the cream MD paper. And so there's Lady Grey. It's this one right here. And then Marley is actually darker. Marley, and it looks darker on even in the notebook, but it's darker. I wonder if I can. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So you can see Marley is darker, but it's still that same purpley gray. Ghost is less pink, I would say. Ghost has more blue tone to it, like where Lady Grey is pinker. This is not showing it because it is a fine nib, but when you write with Lady Grey in a bigger pen, you do get shading of pink. That's one of the reasons I love it so much. But they're all so different. Wash Lavender is really similar to Lady Grey, which is probably why I like it so much. But that makes me happy because I know that this one will be around where I can't get this one again. Polar Vortex is also really similar. I'm actually really surprised because in the swatch on the Tomoe River paper, Polar Vortex looks closer to Earl Grey, but in writing it does not. Like Earl Grey's up there and Polar Vortex looks closer. It's a little darker than Lady Grey. I think it'd be closest to Marley, which is what I think I noticed last year. Dorian Gray by Wearingeul is more gray, but in the swatch you get some of that purple. So there are purple undertones to it, but it is more gray. Vinta Haribon has that shimmer, but it is also a really good one where it's got pink undertones. And Sailor Yurameku Kyoku. Can you see? I don't know if it's going to show you that pink. If the pink is popping up on camera, I cannot tell, unfortunately. But this has like the inside of this is pink and the outside is this beautiful blue. I love that. And the Colorverse Winter of Muduing is showing different on here because of the shimmer, but it's got this undertone. So I go back and forth because I had these both inked for December, and then I finished off this one and said, okay, you can put that one away. Now I want to pull it back out. And then there's Wearingeul Tsukuyomi. I was talking about how it can be kind of hard to read, but on MD paper, it's not too bad. It is very light though. So there, the readability for some people might be a problem, but I really love this ink so much. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, oh, you need to ink that one up too. See, this is the problem. I want to ink them all. But there's the writing samples. I will try to get them all in the screen at once. There you go. Get it in the sunlight. You can see some of that shimmer. A couple of those. All right, so now let's do some close-ups on the notebook. I had no bleed through, did I? What do the back of these pages look like? Actually, not too bad. There's like the blue really seeps through for the Lady Grey. And then the pink here. Birmingham pen codes can be super wet. And then over here, Dominant Industries did some real hard bleed through. Robert Oster. Vinta's also does blue through. I think Vinta and Lady Grey are really similar, if you can see that. I think they're very similar. This just Vinta Haribon has this silver shimmer that I just love. I really love this one. This is one that I found last month and am just obsessed with it already. So if you can't get your hands on Lady Grey yet, maybe try Vinta Hairbun if you really, really want to. Wait for it. Or, you know, Phantom Mist, though. Look at that. Phantom Mist is so pretty. I need to pull this up so you can see. So there is Lady Grey. It is so lovely. Can we talk about how much I love it? Because I think that's all I've done is gush. And it's one of those things where I laugh at myself because we have types when it comes to color. And this color family is definitely a type for me. Dawn is so lovely. The shimmer isn't pulling through, but it's like a pink shimmer. It's so pretty. I love that color. But that is far more purple blue. That's closer to probably Pilot Iroshizuku's Ajisai than it is here. But still fun. Still fun to see comparatively. I really wanted to show different kinds of inks and different colors in this color family. So then, oh, look at that Moonbeam Meadows. Look at that shimmer on that. I just love that one so much. And Phantom Mist, Dust Lane, and Robert Oster Sydney Lavender, and Diamine Ghost. Try. It doesn't want to focus on these. Oh, there we go. It's like, there you go, focus. Harlequin Dream, which is definitely more blue toned, but it is very pretty. There's Tsukuyomi. Look at that. I love drawing with this too. I love painting. This color is so lovely. And then, oh, this one didn't finish drying, but there's Color versus Winter of Medung. I have no idea how to pronounce that. And then the Opal Gray, which is definitely pinky undertones. I think it's really similar to Polar Vortex. And then Sunset. So yeah, with Robert Oster, if Polar Vortex isn't in stock anymore, this one's just a little bit more pinky, and this one's probably has a little bit more yellow undertone. There's Fuji. I love this ink so much. And Picture of Dorian Gray. So there you have it. That is a close exploration of Diamine, not Dominant Industries Lady Grey, Diamine's Lady Grey in comparison with Earl Grey, which is one of my top favorites from forever. And then all colors that are in this family. I think the early spring probably shouldn't be here. It actually, looking at it, looks really close to Warren Gould's The Ugly Duckling, if The Ugly Duckling had shimmer. But that is definitely has pink and green, and so that's why I didn't put it on here. I didn't think it was purpley enough. But there you go. There you have it. So let me know down in the comments, which one of these is your favorite? Are you going to be picking up Lady Grey when it comes to the US? Yeah, I had to have it. And I had been thinking about ordering from Cult Pens for a while. Customs was expensive, but I did make it worth it for myself because I had a whole bunch of things that I had been thinking about, like Cult exclusives. Like I got Harvest Moon as one. And so it was worth it for me because I had been thinking about it and I'd had a cart on Cult for, gosh, so many months. So this just pushed it over the edge and I was so excited. I actually ended up getting a 30 milliliter bottle and then the 80 milliliter bottle. I knew I'd love it. And I do. I really love it. And I foresee this being probably a permanent pairing. And what I will probably do if I want a different nib is just swap out the nib units, because this one originally came with an extra fine, so it has had a whole bunch of different nib units. But this was my very first fancy pen purchase, this purple Decimo, and I hated it for a long time, and now I love it. So I think it looks really great with this ink, don't you? I think so. All right, so that's everything for today. Let me know down in the comments about this video what you would like to see. Would you like to see a continuation of this? Like, I've considered filming my process on trying to kind of come up with a story about Lady Grey, and I would be happy to kind of take you along on that adventure. I don't know what that would look like in a video because it takes me a while to come up with characters, but I think it would be fun because I really want to get back into this world that I have of Earl Grey. I've been thinking a lot about it. Also, I just want to say one more thing before I go. I'm giggling at myself because the yarn I pulled out to do my next coaster is called Lavender Field. All right, so that is everything for today. Links down in the description, affiliate links, all that kind of stuff. I think everything should be linked for tools that I know of. If not, just leave me a message, comment. If you got it this far, comment something that's lavender or purple colored, because then I know you watched the whole thing. But yeah, that's about it. I really loved doing this, so this was something I'd been wanting to do for a while again. I really appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!